So welcome to our non-toxic living class. And I'm going to get started here and share my screen, but welcome to everyone here. Just a couple housekeeping things. If you have questions as I'm speaking, it's great to put them in the chat and then I can take breaks and check on them so that you don't forget your question and I get to be able to answer it. And you can always also raise your hand if you're like, we need to stop here and we need to talk about this. That's also an option if you're just really feeling that pull and that call. And yes, Corey, I'll send that to you. I'll send that to you separately. Okay, cool. So I put the code in the chat for those of you that are just joining. Hand soap, On Guard hand soap it actually should say On Guard hand soap, but we know what you mean when you will say that. And let's just get started, right? Because this is a juicy topic. Well, it is to me. And, you know, one of the things that I have found as I'm working to share my screen is that when we think about health and how to support our health and how to really give our bodies the best foundation, we often think first about food, right? We think about our food choices, our dietary choices even. So that's kind of different if we're going to go down a certain track or not. Hi, Marie, I see you. Or we think about movement and exercise and fitness. I would say this year is probably the biggest year where we've seen a focus going in on our air quality, right? Those of us on the West Coast have had quite a lot of fires and just that sensation of air quality. And now we're looking at what does it look like to be inside with others as we're getting colder and going into our first winter, actually, even though the virus showed up in the winter, this is our first time going into this part of the season, right? So air quality matters. So today's topic is related to that, to our air quality. But it also, we're going to talk about two topics, really. We're going to talk about cleaning supplies and things for the home. And we're going to talk a little bit about personal care products. I'm going to minimize that part of it because in our continuing ed, we do have a really great skincare class and we do talk about our body care products a bit more, but we're going to talk about that today too. Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen. And those of you that just got here, as I said, you might want a little notebook or take some screenshots as I progress through the slide presentation. We will get to some great recipes. So we say toxin-free living. It's a goal. It's not something that we need to necessarily get to right away, okay? Because even in our most clean products, there are things that our bodies might react to. So one thing I like to say before I teach this class is that I don't want us to become obsessive label readers where we restrict ourselves so much that we box ourselves into this corner, right? I remember when I first started working with doTERRA and I'd go into different friends' homes and even using their hand soaps, I would get repelled, right? It's so strong, it lasts on your hands all day. I mean, it still happens, but I have softened in my heart around it to have more compassion as we slowly integrate these steps. So this is really important. Real long-term changes aren't the product of dramatic results. So I don't expect that you're going to listen to this class and then all of a sudden throw everything away and just be done with what you have, right? Little by little changes are really, really helpful. So gradual, barely perceptible adjustments in attitude and lifestyle made over the years. This is a really powerful way to take on some influence over our what's coming into our home and what's coming onto our bodies. We do have that personal choice, right? So it's also a responsibility, I believe, in towards what we are bringing towards the planet. And I'm not going to get on my soapbox around this. But what I will say is that what's interesting is that most of the things under a common kitchen cabinet sink, right, where we keep our cleaning supplies, or in even our bathroom or our garage, if you were to throw them away, you would actually need to take them to the dump into the toxic waste disposal. So just think about that. So if we're washing things and it's going down the drain and it's maybe going into our ocean or wherever things go, maybe it's just a little bit, but no single drop of water thinks it's responsible for the flood, right? So every little bit that we do, oh, it's just a little bit of this. It's the same for our bodies. Oh, it's just a little bit of this toxic skincare that I put on my body a couple times a day, right? So we're going to look at these two major sources of toxins that we are exposed to. Primarily today, I'm going to focus on the household products, but we will talk a little bit about the personal care products. And honestly, you know, we want to be able to use things that are safe enough to eat, even the cleaning supplies. I have a funny story that actually happened to me this morning that I want to share. So I have quite a lot of these. These are continuous spray bottles that you can get out of the back office. And I have one that's for my hair, right? I like to revive my hair. I don't wash my hair every day. And I have one that's for cleaning in the bathroom. And I grabbed the cleaning one this morning. It says On Guard on here. And I used it on my hair instead of the one that is supposed to be. But guess what happened? Nothing. It's just a little extra On Guard in my hair because it's just water and On Guard that I put in here just for the simple, easy cleaning in the bathroom, the day-to-day cleaning versus the deeper cleaning, which I'll talk about. So we want to be able to eat our products, right? We want to be able to at least not run to the emergency room if it's an accidental ingestion. We also want to be able to eat what we're putting on our skin, our personal care products. So I'm going to read this down here. So while some companies make products that are safe to eat, others choose to use known human carcinogens or developmental toxins like coal tar and lead acetate. And when I mention those two things, they are not just like a smidgen of an ingredient, they are the base products of many ingredients, of many of these kinds of products. Okay, so when risky chemicals are used in cosmetics, the stakes are high. These are not trace contaminants. They're not found at part per million or even part per billion levels in food and water. Like some will compare, oh, it's just a little bit. These are base ingredients, as I said, just like flour is an ingredient in bread. Unless you have Marie's bread, who's here. She makes incredible bread that I had for breakfast. These chemicals are found in percent levels in personal care products. Nearly all easily penetrate the skin, and some we ingest from our lips or hands, like our lipsticks or our chapsticks or our hand sanitizers that we're using so often. Maybe we washed our hands, we used our hand sanitizer, and then maybe we eat a sandwich, right? So that's also going into our system. So this is just a little insert here that I'm bringing to you to show some of the more common ingredients that we're seeing, right? So a lot of poisonings happen from chlorine bleach in the home. You can look up these numbers. I think on the World Health Organization has a lot of the reports of that. Degreasers often have petroleum in them, which can damage lung tissues and dissolve fatty tissue around nerve cells. That's pretty big, right? Do you know what else has a lot of petroleum in it? Neosporin, right? We have our Correct-X that replaces it. So that's interesting. Petroleum is actually a base product in a lot of things, not just in cleaning products. Glass cleaners may contain ammonia. Ammonia fumes can irritate the skin's, eyes, and respiratory system. So we just have to take pause and think about how much cleaning is happening actually currently right now in our world, in all of these different environments. And we're wanting to take care of our lungs. So what we do have control of or influence of is in our home, right? Oven cleaners can be one of the most dangerous cleaning products. I remember actually seeing my mom wear a mask when she would clean deeply in the oven and tell me to leave the room. Leave the room, I'm cleaning the oven, right? I don't know if anyone else has memories of that as a child. Toilet blow cleaners. And this was my last, I will admit, this was my last outside toxic product to give up, was the toilet bowl cleaner. And I couldn't believe it. I have a great do-it-yourself for you today on it. I couldn't figure out how to get that deep, sparkly toilet bowl clean, but I have figured it out, because these can be really dangerous just by breathing them. And most people associate that clean toilet bowl smell as clean and healthy. Oh, this bathroom is just clean. It smells great, right? So you can take a picture of this. I think this is an important slide. So let's look at the household products that we can swap out that we have access to with doTERRA. Now I want to share that when I first came into contact with doTERRA, we didn't have some of these pre-made products. And so when they come and go out of inventory just this year during the pandemic, we've had some different shipping issues. We can make and replace these. So in this On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, there is actually a full bottle, a 15 milliliter bottle of On Guard in here. So just so you have a sense of what that is. On the side of it, can y'all see that? There are recipes. There are recipes for a multi-purpose cleaner, for your dishes. Now it matters for our dishes, right? Because very often if we're using a really toxic cleaner on our dishes, sometimes it gets a little left over and you might actually have that on your dishes, even in the dishwasher, right? You can also, for the bathrooms. So what's interesting about it is basically there's some additional ingredients that you can have on there, but it's all right here on this bottle. Now I was reviewing and doing a little promoting of this class and trying to remember the last time that I had ordered this, and it's a half a bottle, was July. Okay, it lasts a really long time because this is going to make over 25 bottles of my own cleaning supplies. A little hack for you, a little tip for you is that Pellegrino bottles are really great to save. And then you can save your old spray tops and put those right on your Pellegrino bottles and make your cleaner. So you can label them. You can label your all-purpose cleaner, and I recommend labeling them so you don't spray your hair with your cleaner like I did this morning. But you can label them. I've even made a wood cleaner, which we'll get to in a minute. So not the other cleaners. You really don't need them. There's no reason. You can make everything from this one cleaner, which is kind of incredible, okay? Now we do have our On Guard hand foaming wash back in stock. And just in case, I have a do-it-yourself from a dear friend who did a little class for me this week, and I have that recipe for all of you. Now, this is an important thing because our On Guard hand wash, and the one that I'm going to teach you how to make, moisturizes our hand. It doesn't strip our hands of the good bacteria that we want on our skin, like a lot of the antibacterial soaps are doing. And as some of us are entering into colder weather, that starts to crack our hands and we can have cracked cuticles. And, you know, that's places where actually then we can invite bacteria in if we don't have our own defensive bacteria on our hands. I love the On Guard foaming hand wash, and I will milk it till the last drop. So you can, I recommend using the full content of it, but you can add a little bit of water to make it last longer, just as another little hack for you. Now, the diffusers are a way better option than a lot of the toxic candles we have out there. So we can swap out our candles. I still like to burn pure candles occasionally, but you know, since we've gotten our HEPA filter in the home, I notice that the air quality in our home when we burn candles does go up. The number goes up on our HEPA filter and shows us actually burning candles can influence the environment. Now, doTERRA has a bunch of new diffusers available now. We have one called the Roam, which is cordless. It's coming, we haven't gotten it yet, so I would show it to you, but it's beautiful. They're showing here one of the more popular ones. I have these all over the house. So that's the one thing I would make a suggestion of, is usually when we get started with doTERRA, we get maybe one diffuser and we think, okay, we have our diffuser. It is a pleasure and a joy, and probably an extra thing to do is to over time have a diffuser in all your different spaces and areas and rooms. And you can choose the different things you want to work with for that day, you know. So currently in our home, I'm actually diffusing the Holiday Joy. It's our holiday blend. I like diffusing it almost more than the On Guard. It has a lot of similar therapeutic effects. It has cinnamon in there and a lot of the furs, and it's a beautiful, cozy, welcoming in the beginning of our change of seasons that we're entering towards winter in December, right? And then we do have an On Guard laundry detergent. So this is an excellent product to swap out, because guess what's going on our skin every day? Our clothes, right? For me, I think I've said this to some of you before. I'm a hiker. I love to hike. And for me, I am in awe of the aroma that comes off of human beings from their laundry. When you're walking, you can almost smell each other a mile away. It is, we have somehow trained ourselves to think that that signals clean. But I want to try to retrain us to have us understand that that signal is actually chemical. That's a chemical smell. It's not clean. Because we know with our oils, sometimes I hear a complaint doesn't last enough. I want to smell more of it, because they're natural. They work with our bodies. Now, some of our oils will give a longer smell, the base oils like vetiver, but right, other oils like my favorite, neroli, I have to apply throughout the day, and to keep that aroma there, right? So that training that we've gotten of like that crisp, clean smell that comes from things like bleach and our harsher laundry detergents, it's a retraining that we can do, and we can invite our brain to understand that that's actually not necessarily clean. What's cool about this switch out is that this is actually a huge money saver. I'm going to go back to the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. Over time, remember what I said in the beginning, over time, as we replace these products, as I said, I haven't bought this since July, right? I mean, that's pretty amazing. And it fits all the boxes. Now, you can add other essential oils in to excite your cleaning. So I like to add citrus oils into some of those recipes, and I'm going to share with you those in a minute, but let's look ahead at the next section. So personal care products. The On Guard toothpaste, it's actually had a renewal. So we have a new look of it. Now it's white, but our On Guard toothpaste, who loves the On Guard toothpaste? Who uses it? You can do, I love it. It has our On Guard in it, but it also has peppermint and myrrh. So myrrh is really healing and regenerative to our gums. And I actually happen to have genetic gum issues, and I haven't had any problems since I've been using my On Guard, which is really amazing. And I do bring in the myrrh for some gum healing about once or twice a week. I'll do some myrrh on my gums. So the On Guard toothpaste is amazing. And I will say that we now have mouthwash. And one of the kits that comes when we do our wellness kits that we now have with doTERRA, they will give some oral things like a little On Guard teeth floss, and a little tongue scraper for really beautiful oral health, because our oral health is definitely connected to our immune system and our gut health. So these little gifts are only available through our wellness track of the immunity track, but you can get a regular big size mouthwash. Okay, let's look at the deodorant. So natural deodorants, I know for many people, this is a journey trying to find the right natural deodorant and shift out of the mindset of an antiperspirant into a deodorant, because there is a difference. I'm going to open this so I can see your faces a bit more. So when we're working with antiperspirants, we're actually shutting down the sweat glands, and our sweat glands are some of the most important ways that we are releasing toxins. So think about that. Think about antiperspirant here, very close to our breasts, very close to our whole center part where all our organs are, right? All our organs are in this middle cavity on our body. And every single day, most people are putting on this antiperspirant and not smelling and also not sweating. So when we shift into a natural deodorant, often people will start to be like, oh my gosh, I'm sweating so much. What's happening? What's this change? And so just welcome the change, and also know that we have options with doTERRA. So we have this one that's here, the regular one with balance, and that one does have baking soda, which is a little stronger and also can be a little strong for those that have sensitive skin. So we do have one, you can look it up and see, for sensitive skin that doesn't have baking soda in it. I also recommend just using your pure essential oils like tea tree, or your favorite oil. Like I use my neroli. I know it's an expensive deodorant, but I love it. So I like, if I sweat a little, then I smell like that, right? So play around with that. And I will just throw in a little extra hack that if you feel like, okay, I have used antiperspirant for a while, I want to do an armpit detox. We have our mud mask, and you can use that as an armpit detox. And you can use it maybe once a month and see how it goes, and see if you can start pulling out that. And you also might shift the aroma that's coming out of your armpit. So you might, if you first switch from antiperspirant to a deodorant, you might be like, gosh, I really stink. That stink will probably go down after you make some changes. And maybe if anybody has a testimonial about that, you can throw that in the chat. I'm going to skip over our shampoo and conditioner because we're in the process of getting a new one. This is the thing, friends, that I want you to know about doTERRA is they're amazing at listening to us. And they have upgraded our shampoo and conditioner. It's just in process. We'll be getting it pretty soon. I don't know, Avesa, if you've seen any updates on that, you can put that in the chat. Yeah, haven't. But I have a lot of people that are really sad about it because these have a lot of the essential oils in them. And when using that shampoo with the citrus oils on the scalp, I actually got one of my most powerful testimonies from the shampoo and conditioner from a woman who was experiencing a lot of depression. And she was working in a mental health place, and she had to go in and work with very depressed people in-house. And so she told me that starting her day with the shampoo and conditioner from doTERRA, with all those essential oils in there on her scalp, shifted her mindset. She didn't realize it until we had that meeting, the second meeting where we got to talk. And she said, I don't know, since I've been using the shampoo and conditioner, I love my job. I'm able to show up. I feel brighter. So it's a beautiful thing to think about as we make shifts towards using our oils that work on all levels. And then here we have our Mirage skincare set. It comes in a little bottle like this. I wanted to show you because I just got mine. It comes in a little box like this, and it all comes in there, right? You know, you open that up and all four parts of it are in there. And this is an amazing skincare set for a very affordable price, where you get a toner, a cleanser, the serum, and the moisturizing lotion all together. So it's pretty complete for your skin. Instead of, I don't know if you've ever played this game, going into the department store, sitting down with someone and asking for this skin condition or that skin condition and trying to find the most natural. That was me in my 20s, at least. I was always searching and trying to find, and now I'm just so grateful to have these options. All right, so let's look at some fun do-it-yourselfers. So this is split into 7 days. Going back to my suggestion in the beginning is that you're not going to probably change everything all at once, or you could decide, okay, today we're going to do a family day. We're going to make up all our cleaning supplies, and it can be a fun project, right? I mean, lots of us are primarily at home right now. So what a great project to do. But it's also that you could do one a day. So this would be day 1 for windows, right? So get that Windex out or whatever other cleaner that there is. And so you will probably need some extra little supplies like white vinegar. You'll see a couple other things along the way, like vegetable glycerin is one too. So you can see here, you're just using 10 drops of lemon, white vinegar, and some water. And there you go, there's your glass cleaner. Pretty simple. Air filters. So it's probably been more than a couple months if you've changed your air filters. For us on the West Coast, if you had fires, you definitely want to change it. You don't want to wait for 3 months to pass by. You want to change it from the summer, okay? And when you switch it out, you get to add some Purify or whatever oil you want. We're just suggesting Purify, but you could even add lavender on there. Lavender is so beautiful to help purify your home, okay? Now this one, furniture polish, has saved some of our wood. My husband and I have a lot of antique pieces from family members and old wood that has dried out and cracked and some of that. And we were kind of feeling like, should we get rid of all of this? And So we tried this on all of our wood, and it's like it got a renewal. Beautiful. It's beautiful. So you can combine 15 drops of Arbor Vitae. I also added 5 of cedar wood. I just love cedar wood. If you like it, you can do that. You can add whatever you want. The cedar wood and the Arbor Vitae, though, have a really good resonance with wood because they're wood. 1 cup of olive oil, 1 cup of distilled vinegar, white vinegar in a spray bottle, and you can spray on that furniture. Now, I would recommend doing a little trial spot first, okay? When you do it, you want to use a rag and really rub it into the wood, and then you're going to let it sit because it's going to have to absorb a little bit. You will smell a little bit of that vinegar for a day or so, and then it's gone, okay? I love this wood spray. And then we have our counter spray. So this is if you're not using this, okay? So you can fill a water bottle, and I like to use these. This is, I just put water and On Guard in here. And this is what I use on a daily basis to wipe off the garbage tops, the refrigerator handle that, you know, we're touching and gets grimy. And it's just really easy, right? I love this thing. I don't know why it cracks me up, but I love that little continuous sprayer. And you do want to shake well before spraying because you know what happens. The oil sits on top. So when you shake it, it all adds into there, okay? And I think, got a couple more. So for our dishwasher, you can add the lemon directly into your dishwasher cycle. So we buy the little pods, the natural pods, but we add a little lemon right there into that pod case with it, and it's beautiful. You could also just do it on its own by itself to run and make sure that all the other things that maybe have been running through there are gone. And it's also a nice thing to do to move any kind of bits of food that sits if your dishwasher ever smells. That's gross when that happens. I haven't had that happen in a long time, but I remember it. Toilet bowl cleaner. Okay, this one's big because this was my last one that I couldn't walk away from. And we need baking soda. That's what, it's the baking soda that really gets in there. So a 1/2 cup of baking soda, 10 drops of Melaleuca or tea tree, a 1/2 cup of white vinegar. And then you're gonna scrub in there. When the baking soda and the vinegar react, you'll see it bubble up like a little science experiment. Those of you that have kids, you might wanna show them, right? Instead of like, get out of the bathroom, I'm cleaning, like come see. Such a shift and change. And you could let it sit in there if your toilet really needs that extra cleaning, you can absolutely let it sit in there. Last one, I believe, is the tub spray. So if you're like me and you like to take a lot of baths, you know, and you like to use the oils, you can see that sometimes a little ring will develop around there. Now, a trick to avoid that is to actually use Epsom salts. Make a bowl of Epsom salts, put the carrier oil, like maybe argan oil or coconut oil in the bowl, and then add your drops. When you do it this way, most of the oils will go onto your skin. Very little will go to the sides of the tub. But still, sometimes we get that ring around the tub. And so this is a great thing that you can just keep in your bathroom right next to your tub and allow that to break down any yucky grime. So you're not using those really intensive cleaners that, you know, use Mr. Suds. I think I've lost touch with what's out there, but I think it's Mr. Suds. It used to be. So this is a great combination of white vinegar, Castile soap, eucalyptus, Melaleuca, and that will just, Melaleuca's tea tree. Those will just take it away. They're really strong. I would probably add in a little lemon because I just love lemon. Oh yeah, I do have a few more. So this is a stain remover. And this is one that you can do without the On Guard cleaner. This is what I use mostly for my stain remover, but most kits come with lemon. So most everyone has a lemon. And I have seen this take out chocolate. I've seen it take out red wine. I've used lemon at a restaurant when I've gotten food on myself and just put it a little bit on there, and it's an awesome stain remover. But so is this. You can leave this just a little bit of the On Guard concentrate on a little bit of a stain, and it will also remove the stain. And then our linen spray. So we know we have our linen sprays available with doTERRA for our holiday gift. I think they're still available. but we can also make them up for ourselves. So this is a great idea for our holiday gifting, is to make up some linen sprays to give to others. So you can use rubbing alcohol or vodka, 10 drops of lavender, eucalyptus. That combination to me is one of my favorite combinations, lavender and eucalyptus. I love that aroma together. I don't know if any of you have smelled it, but it smells so beautiful together. So you can spray it when you make your bed each morning. What a gift, right? Now this comes from our dear friend, many of you know her, Tiffin, and she helped us create a foaming hand soap. And here's the recipe. And it's got sweet almond oil and vegetable glycerin to keep those hands nice and moisturized. And you can also use any essential oil that you want. She gave us some divine combinations like tangerine and jasmine. Wow. So I'm excited to make this. So go ahead and screenshot it to make this foaming soap. You're going to combine all of these ingredients and into one of our little soap dispensers. And you can also get that. So sweet almond oil, vegetable glycerin, that's probably something you're going to need to order. It's not so easy to just track down. And 20 to 25 drops of whatever oil, essential oil you want. Now, to conclude, I wanted to make sure to show you this example of what's called a loyalty rewards order. And this is a really great way to effectively order. It's through the loyalty rewards program. And this program gives us free product credits as we're ordering. And throughout the time when we participate, it builds from 10% up to 30% back. So for example, if you were to purchase this full kit and you were at 30%, you would have about 30 PV points back for you when you're spending that. I mean, I'm not great at math off the top of my head, but it would be more than that because this is 133 PV. 30 would be off of 100 if you're at 30%. If you're at 10%, you would take 10% of that, which would be 13 points. So here we have the example of the shampoo and conditioner, which I mentioned we don't have right now, but we do have everything else here. We do even have our hand sanitizer back in stock. And this is a really great way. I would just suggest actually getting maybe 2 cleaner concentrates since they last a while, and a couple different hand pumps, the hand soap too. All right, do I have any questions here? I didn't see. Amesa, anything that needs answering?
No. Hi, everyone. That was fantastic, Dana. I love all the extra add-ins and DIYs. I think people were just like adding in some nice tips. Like Glenda was saying that if you let the essential oil sit in the vinegar, it actually takes away the vinegar smell after a couple of days. That's cool. Because yeah, sometimes the vinegar smell is not the best, right? Mm-hmm. And then Maggie was also saying she uses vinegar in the dishwasher. So yeah, vinegar and some essential oils, you can do magic in this world, huh?
I'm obsessed with the holiday piece as well. I love the holiday piece. I'm like saving it.
I know I got the 3, but I'm like, I don't know if we'll be giving it away.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. Are you guys, I know some people are DIYers and some aren't. Show of hands, who's the DIYers in the group? Glenda, woo, Glenda's all. Oh, you are too, Corey?
I love DIYs.
Oh, Amy's a DIYer. Maggie's a DIYer. We got a thumbs up. I'm not a DIYer. Are you a DIYer, Dana?
Well, I wasn't. doTERRA made me a little bit of one where I made all the cleaning supplies. I was really inspired one day, maybe 2 years ago, to just make everything. And I didn't even share all of them. Like I love making the little toilet pods for in between toilet cleanings to put in there. Those are great. You can look up toilet pods. Those are awesome to make.
I'm a wannabe DIYer. I do it a little bit here and there, but like you gotta really be passionate about it.
But once you make those cleaning supplies once, it's so easy to make again. It's just the effort actually of the containers. That's the biggest block, is getting the containers to put the stuff in that you're going to make.
Yeah, so true.
Once you get on the other side of that, especially with cleaning supplies, I think it's so cool. And you are a do-it-yourselfer. You talked about the the oil cleansing a couple
Yes,
weeks
no, I
ago.
do it. But I'm, there's some people like, I'm making this roller bottle and this lip balm, and they're like on it. Glenda.
Oh yeah, no, that's not me. No.
Glenda, you're- I do here and there for sure. We have our cleaning spray, of course, of course. That's great, everybody. Cool.
Yes, you can get a ton of great cleaning supplies online. Actually, doTERRA sells them, some of the bottles, and then you can also get great glass ones like Corey's saying, for sure. There are tons of places that sell all that. You just need to just decide. It's a decision,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
And such a good holiday gift to give someone, right? Affordable holiday gift.
Mhm.
So good. Awesome, friends. Well, it looks like we're all going to be taking it up a notch with you, Jacqueline. Should we take a little 1-minute break and then move on with the day?
I think so. Yeah, I'll stop this recording.
That sounds good. Thank you, Dana. That was awesome.